Hello, second graders. Yesterday we read Not Norman, a goldfish story. And I told you to be thinking about who the characters were, what the setting was, and any important events from the story. Today we are going to use our composition notebook to talk about the character, setting, and events for this story. First, let's remind ourselves about character, setting, and events. First, a character is a person or animal in a story. The setting of a story tells where and when a story takes place, and the events are what happens. The reason why it's so important to understand the character, setting, and events in a story is because it helps us understand or comprehend what the story is about and helps us keep track about what's going on, which are both very important. For this activity, you will need your composition notebook and a pencil. So go ahead and find those now if you do not already have them. Open to the next fresh page, and I would like you to format your paper just like mine. At the top, I have labeled it Character, Setting, Events, and today's date, October 16th. I have also included the title of the book, Not Norman. Then you can see I made a table with CSE. C for character, S for setting, and E for events. I have 3 rows of boxes and 3 columns. Take your time to fill in your paper now. You can pause this video until you're done. I'm going to skim through the story since we should have already read it yesterday. I'm going to remind myself what happened by looking at the pictures. First, I see that Norman is a pet fish, and the boy is looking over at the fish kind of upset. He doesn't look too happy. So that is our first addition to our character, setting, and event table. At the beginning of the story, we saw the boy and his parents, and the setting was the boy's home. The event that happened was the boy gets a pet fish. Let me go back and show you that page again. Here is the title page. I know my picture box is a little bit in the way, but I see it looks like he's having a birthday party. His parents are there, there's a birthday cake, and he's getting a present, which was his fish. He doesn't look very happy about it. Let's go back to our chart. So here we are back at our chart. Remember to fill in the characters, the setting, and the events for the beginning of the story. We start off with the boy getting a pet fish. And as we can see, the boy is not very happy about having a pet fish. He looks upset and angry, although he is a little happy once he cleans the fish bowl. And here we are. The boy is walking to school to bring Norman for show and tell. And he runs into his friend who has a lot of dogs. He asks his friend a question. Do you remember the question he asked him, second graders? That's right. He asked his friend Austin if he would trade pets. So he wanted to give Norman away in exchange for a dog or a puppy. That brings us to our second event in the story. The character was the boy, the setting was the school, and the event was that he asks a friend to trade pets. Now, if you would like, you could be more specific and include the friend's name, which was Austin, or you can copy down what I have as well. Remember to pause this video as you work to complete this section. When you're ready, you can press play. Okay, on our next page, I'm looking at the picture and I see the boy is having to fill more water into Norman's fishbowl. Do you remember why he had to refill Norman's fishbowl? That's right. His friend Austin had dogs and the dogs were drinking out of Norman's fishbowl. Oh no. That's why the boy was apologizing to Norman. And here we are in the classroom. I see the boy is getting ready to show and tell Norman. He has a sign there that says, "One amazing fish." And we know that he doesn't really want to keep Norman, but he's trying to make other kids like Norman so much that they will trade with him. But his plan does not work out because someone else's pet, a pet snake, gets loose in the classroom. You can see everyone running and jumping and screaming to get away from the snake. The boy still says, "I'm going to get rid of you, Norman." He goes to music, practices his tuba, and Norman is always right there by his side. Then one night, the boy heard a noise outside of his window. Screech, scritch, scratch. And when he woke up and looked over, he saw Norman smiling at him. And that made him feel safe because he had Norman. So that brings us to our next event. The characters were the boy and Norman. The setting was the boy's room. And the event that happened was the boy is afraid, but he feels safe because he has Norman. So it's important that we remember at the beginning of the story, the boy did not want to keep Norman. He was trying to get rid of him. He wanted a different pet, a pet that could run and fetch and play, not a fish. But by the end of the story, the boy started to appreciate Norman and realized that he was always there for him. So remember to pause this video while you finish filling in your character setting and events chart in your composition notebook. At the end of this video down below, you will find a finished copy of my work in case you need to see it again. And in the end, Norman and the boy had a great time together, and he was happy that he kept his fish.